INFJs. Tired of being a people pleaser? Hey there, beautiful souls. If you're an INFJ personality, you're probably no stranger to feeling overwhelmed by the weight of other people's expectations. You care deeply about others, but in the process, do you sometimes lose sight of your own needs and desires? If you find yourself constantly putting others before you, saying yes when you really want to say no, or bending over backward just to make everyone else happy, this video is for you. INFJs, we are known for our deep empathy, our desire to help others, and our need to create a meaningful impact. But sometimes, that desire to please can be exhausting. We give so much of ourselves that we forget we need to fill our own cup. But here's the thing, your well-being matters too. So, let's dive deep into why this happens, how we can recognize the signs, and most importantly, how we can break free from the cycle of people-pleasing. As INFJs, we are often referred to as the advocates or the counselors. We naturally want to help others, to ease their pain, and to make them feel understood. But here's where things get tricky, we often do this at the expense of our own happiness. We become what's known as people pleasers. But why? Why do we fall into this trap? It's rooted in our personalities. INFJs are driven by a strong sense of purpose, a desire to make the world a better place. We are highly intuitive, able to sense the needs of others almost without them having to say a word. This makes us incredibly empathetic and compassionate. But sometimes, our empathy can cause us to neglect our own needs in favor of others. Psychologically speaking, people-pleasing often comes from a deep-rooted fear, the fear of rejection. As an INFJ, you may have experienced moments where you felt isolated or misunderstood, and as a result, you might subconsciously seek validation from others. When we feel needed, we feel valued. And, often, by saying yes to everyone and everything, we feel like we belong. But here's the problem, the more we give, the less we have for ourselves. Over time, this can lead to burnout, frustration, and resentment. We start feeling like we're losing our authentic selves in the process. The key to breaking free from this cycle is understanding why we do it and what it costs us. Let's talk about the true cost of people-pleasing. As INFJs, we are known for our desire to make deep connections, to create harmony. But if we constantly put others before ourselves, we end up disconnected from what truly matters, our inner peace, our self-respect, and our personal boundaries. Have you ever said yes to something, only to feel that overwhelming sense of dread afterward? Or felt resentment creeping in because someone took advantage of your kindness? That's the danger of people-pleasing. It leads to emotional depletion and a gradual erosion of your self-worth. I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you said yes to something for you? Not for someone else, not out of obligation, but because you genuinely wanted to do it? Think about it for a moment. It's time to stop living for others and start living for you. Now, let's get into some of the signs that you might be a people pleaser. These might hit close to home, and that's okay. Recognizing the patterns is the first step to change. Do you feel like you can never say no, even when you're overwhelmed? You might agree to tasks or commitments that you simply don't have the energy for, just to keep the peace. As an INFJ, you crave deep connections. If you find yourself constantly looking for approval or validation from others, it may be a sign you're people-pleasing. When was the last time you put yourself first? If you're always putting others' needs ahead of your own, it's time to reassess where your energy is going. INFJs often avoid confrontation to maintain harmony, but this can lead to suppressing your true feelings. INFJs are naturally empathetic, and saying no can feel like you're disappointing others. This guilt can be paralyzing. Alright, so now that we've identified the signs, let's talk about how we can break free from the people-pleasing cycle. This is going to take time, self-awareness, and a little bit of courage. But trust me, it's worth it. Set boundaries. One of the most important things you can do as an INFJ is to start setting clear, healthy boundaries. This isn't about being selfish, it's about protecting your energy and making space for your own needs. Start by practicing saying no to small things. This will build your confidence to say no when it really matters. Recognize your worth. You don't need to earn love or acceptance by constantly doing things for others. Your worth isn't tied to how much you give. You are valuable just as you are, and it's time to acknowledge that. Start embracing self-compassion and recognize that you deserve kindness and care just as much as anyone else. Reflect on your needs. Take some time each day to reflect on your own needs. What do you want? What makes you happy? By tuning into your own desires, you'll stop living life according to others' expectations and start making decisions based on what's best for you. Practice self-care. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. INFJs are often so focused on others that we neglect ourselves. Schedule time for activities that nourish your soul, whether it's reading, journaling, taking a walk, or simply being still in your own space. Learn to handle conflict. For INFJs, conflict can feel like the end of the world. But here's the truth, conflict is a natural part of life. Learning to navigate it with confidence and compassion will help you build stronger, more authentic relationships. I want to share a story with you from my own life. I used to be a chronic people pleaser. I would say yes to everything, even when it drained me. But there was one turning point when I realized that saying yes to everyone was leaving me empty inside. I remember feeling completely burned out after agreeing to help someone when I really just needed time to recharge. It was then that I realized I had to start saying no. Not to be mean, not to reject others, but to protect my own mental and emotional well-being. It wasn't easy at first. I felt guilty, and I feared people would think I was selfish. But over time, I saw the immense benefits. Saying no allowed me to say yes to myself, and that made all the difference. INFJs, I want you to know that you are not alone in this journey. It's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay to say no. You are worthy of love, care, and respect, not because of what you do for others, but because of who you are. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Let me know how you're planning to break free from people pleasing, and let's support each other on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights, and remember, your well-being is the most important thing you can nurture. Stay safe, and take care of yourselves, beautiful souls. You deserve it.